So today's session is about keyword and phrase research. One of the most important elements of SEO and PPC and essentially your business strategy. What we'll do in today's session is we'll go through the schedule, and then if anyone has any questions at the end, we'll go through them and we can sort of answer people's questions. It's quite nice to do a bit of a Q&A as well, and also if you do have any questions, feel free to contact us or your studio manager afterwards, and we can always help out. So today's session, what we're going to cover is what keyword research is and why it's important, how you do it, and give you some useful tools so you can have a look at doing it yourself, how to use keywords, a real sort of brief on how to use keywords, but it's always good to just have a few tips, what search intent is, how it's important, and how to identify and optimize your website for search intent. And then we're going to give you some sort of key takeaways as well to take with you and have a look at your website. So what is keyword research? Keyword research is essentially the process of discovering the keywords or the phrases that people might use related to your business to get to your website from a search engine. So for example, what someone would type into Google if they were looking for your business. So keyword research is important because essentially it's the foundation of your business's search engine optimization or pay-per-click strategy. So that's how people get to your website through, for example, Google or Bing, and also how people get to your website through paid ads on Google and Bing. So we've got some strange faces there. Can everyone still hear and see the screen? Yeah? Yeah, good, great. Just make sure no one's trying to join. So without keywords and without doing keyword research, your website is unlikely to rank well in organic search results, and it's unlikely to be relevant to the people that are looking for your business. So if you're a butcher's, for example, and you never use the word butchers on your website, you wouldn't be targeting that. And if you're in a particular area, so if you're in Brighton, Bristol, Manchester, you need to be using keywords that people would search relevant to your area and to your business. And keyword research essentially helps you, one sec guys, I'm just going to make sure that we're still recording. Yeah, we are. It helps you understand what customers are searching and what they're looking for and what their intent is. One of the biggest pieces of advice that we always give people with regards to their website and their keywords is not just to make assumptions. Often business owners say, well, these are my keywords, these are things I want to rank for on Google. I want to be position 1 when someone searches for TVs, for example. That sort of keyword is highly competitive and will have a lot of searches and a lot of competitive customers and businesses ranking, for example. So it's so important to do research before just assuming what your keywords are. And that's where, for example, Nettle can help. So a couple of tips here on how to do keyword research. Oh, sorry guys. So Google Search Console, I don't know if you guys have downloaded that yet, or if you have it. If you don't, get Search Console, connect your website to Google Search Console. It's a super useful tool. So Google actually offer lots of free tools. So you'll see there's a lot of paid tools out there to do keyword research on, but actually you can use the free tools available to you to understand your keywords. So for Google Search Console, this is a screenshot of essentially what it looks like when you go into Search Console. On the right left-hand side, if you click on performance and then look down the bottom, there's a section that says queries. This will show you all the queries and all the things that people have searched to find your website. So it's important to have a look at these queries because these are actually what people are using to get to your website, and you can actually export all of these into like an Excel document and have a look at all those keywords. And that will help you understand what queries are relevant to your business. And even if there are queries that people are using and coming to your site that you didn't think they would be, you can sort of find out why that might be. Google Keyword Planner. So if you're already doing PPC ads, so that's pay-per-click ads, where you pay to be at the top of Google, you might already have Keyword Planner, or that might be something Netta was using for you. But within Keyword Planner, you can simply sign up for this for free as well, and you can have a look. So for example, what I have done here, I've typed plumbers in Dorset, and then it shows me all the keywords related to plumbers in Dorset and what the search volume is. What Keyword Planner also shows you, so it shows you the average monthly searches. Sorry, this is a bit small on the screen for everyone, but if you have a go at home as well, you'll be able to see it in more detail. But it shows you the average monthly searches. So for example, plumbers in Bournemouth here has about 10 searches a month, and then it's telling me that the competition is high and how much it is to bid and be at the top of Google. The reason Keyword Planner is also really useful is for pay-per-click marketing. You have to pay for every time someone clicks on that keyword to get to your website. But for search engine optimization, if you optimize your website for the keyword that you're looking to target, you won't need to pay that money every time you want to get someone to your website. So for example, if plumbers in Bournemouth, if it cost £1.22, this is in euros there, but if it cost £1.22 to pay for that click, you could get that click for free if you ranked well for search engine optimization. So download Keyword Planner as well. Google Trends, so another really useful Google tool. This is actually an example of trend analysis for which Sarah is going to speak about shortly. But this is trend analysis for hanging egg chairs during sort of COVID in the most recent months. So as you can see, sort of April, May, June, July, June super spiked. Everyone wanted an egg chair, including myself, and you couldn't get one anywhere because they literally sold out on every website, including Aldi. So Google Trends, you can type your keyword in or a keyword that you think is relevant to your business, and you can have a look at the trends over time and when that sort of keyword might peak and when it's getting more interest and where that is as well. Another really, really useful tool, so I'm giving you lots of free tools here because I think it's great to just go and have a try. So alsoasked.com. So if you're a plumber, you can put the term plumbing in here and then basically click search, and it comes up with a load of queries and questions that people have related to plumbing. And in order to target search intent, which I'm not going to speak about too much because we've got Sarah doing that, but you need to answer these different questions that people have in relation to the topic that you're trying to target for your business. So I don't know if we've got any plumbers on here, but if you're a plumber, there's questions. What exactly does a plumber do? Why do plumbers make so much money? Can plumbing make you rich? So this can be really useful to have a look at the sorts of questions people are asking that are related to your business. Answerthepublic.com, so this one's a little bit blurry, but answerthepublic.com is similar to Also Ask, but basically it shows you this nice data visualization of if you put your keyword in or the sort of thing that you do in your business, for example, it will show you lots of different questions, which, why, how, where, related to your topic that you've put in. And all of this is keyword research. It can help you to sort of develop a plan to write blog content on your website. We've said this a few times before, but it's really on the onus of you guys to be creating blog content and writing things for your website, because you are the experts. So you can, you know what you're talking about. So if you have a content plan, you know the sorts of questions people ask, we can help you with that, but also you know what you're talking about. So it's really great to do some research and find out the questions as well as the keywords that people are asking. So a couple of tips here, which I think I've said before. It's important not to just target high search volume keywords. Often you'll see a keyword that's got 100,000 searches and you'll think, yeah, I want to go for that because I'm going to get loads of traffic to my website. But actually that keyword is going to be very, very competitive. So the best way to get started is to find those longer tail low search volume keywords. And by longer tail, I mean something that people would search more than 3 words, for example. So there's plumbers in Dorset, but you would have who is the best plumber in Dorset would be seemed a long tail keyword, and that's likely to be less competitive and have a lower search volume, but you're likely to have a more better chance of ranking for it as a smaller business and a smaller website. So a little bit on how to use keywords now. This is just going to be a quick whistle stop on simple how to use your keywords, but it will be useful. So after you've chose your keywords, after you've done your research, you want to create a landing page, so a page on your website that matches that keyword. So every page on your website, not necessarily like your contact us pages and things like that, but every page on your website related to your service should have a landing page which targets your keyword. And you want to include that keyword in the URL for the page. So if your keyword was plumbers in Dorset, your URL would be something like www.adamlastname.com/plumbers in Dorset, and that would be the URL, because that would help Google understand that actually that's what you're trying to target. And then you can also include the keyword in the page title description and also in the meta description. So what they are, the title and the meta description, is they're what you see in Google when you're scrolling and you see like a title for a page and then you see a little description. It's important to include the keyword that you want to target there. And then you can also use conceptually related keywords. So if you were, by conceptually related keywords and phrases, I mean, if your keyword is plumbing, you can use words related to plumbing. So, because what you don't want to do is keep targeting, we've spoken about it before, it's called keyword stuffing. You don't want to keep putting the same keyword on a page 100 times. You could use keywords that sort of mean the same thing. And then answer questions that people ask related to that keyword. So that's what I just showed you, that people also ask tool and answer the public. So you can find all the questions there. You can create a nice little FAQ on the page and answer the questions that are related to your business and the questions that people are asking. And then use images relevant to that keyword as well. So depending on what kind of business you are, if you're a photographer, you might include photos of your business and what you've been doing, examples of your work. And then you can use alt tags and change the file name. So often when you're uploading an image to your website, you just upload it with like Adobe stock image.jpg. Rename your images before you upload them, and rename them to describe what is in that image, and include your keyword if you can. A couple of other tips. Don't unnaturally stuff your page full of keywords you want to target. So that is an old school SEO tactic. You need to, I would always say, read your page out loud to see if it makes sense. I've seen so many examples. It could be like, I'm a plumber in Dorset and I do plumbing in Dorset because plumbing in Dorset is important and people like plumbing in Dorset. So just don't unnaturally stuff your page full of keywords, and use those conceptually related keywords. I've put in brackets LSI keywords. If you Google that, you can find out more about what it means, but it's basically a synonym of that keyword. Cool, so next I'm going to go on to targeting search intent, and I'm going to give that to Sarah, so we're just going to try and swap over here.
So I'm just going to talk to you today a bit about user intent. So user intent is all about understanding, getting into the mind of the user and understanding why they've gone to that search in, why they've typed in whatever query they've typed in, whatever their search term is, and it's important because you can then solve their problem. So it's also Google's #1 ranking factor, and if you can understand the reasons behind those queries, then you can drive traffic to your site and hopefully change those into okay. So there are four types of search intent. So we've got informational, navigational, commercial, and transactional. So I'll just tell you a bit more about them. So basically, we do know what we need to do is understand user intent, and we need to understand how we can get behind into the user's mind and understand why they're typing in those search queries. And you don't have to be an SEO to do this at all. It's you just can go to Google, type in a search query that you would normally search, and then you can analyze why you have put in those search terms and why other people would put in those search terms and what essentially they're trying to gain from that information. So the first type of query is an informational query. So at this point, the user's going in and asking a question because they're trying to gain some knowledge. And these usually long tail keywords, so they're all starting with how, what, why. And the way to answer those type of content that ranks for questions like that is videos, guides, recipes, listicles. So you're providing the user with that information that they're after. And we've got some examples here with so DIY videos and listicles that give examples of how somebody might achieve doing a certain project. And then the next one we have is navigational. So when somebody types a navigational query into Google, what they're really looking for is they know what they want to buy, but they're trying to find out where exactly to buy it. So they're either looking for a website or they're looking for a business location. We often have company name as the first ranking here, and we've got an example here with Amazon, so the first 4 are all coming up with company name. And the next type is transactional, so this is where this cheap egg chair comes in. And those users are typing things in because they want to buy something, but they have a caveat about that, so they want it either to be near them or cheap. So that's bringing up product pages, so they've got interesting blog content, so top 10 is an example of different kind of listicles you can have. Then the fourth and final type is commercial. So these users also want to buy, but they want to compare what the best options are. So again, options in terms of listicles, listing the best types. You can create this content on your site and get ranked for these sorts of things that they're querying. Okay. So key takeaways from today. Idea is to start your keyword research using the tools that Olivia has mentioned earlier on. So lots of free tools out there, loads of different options, and you can compile a list of keywords. But key is that you use you focus on long tail keywords and low competition keywords. So and then you can build out that list of keywords with relatable terms. So you can also type into Google. In Google, when you've typed in, you can also see people also searched for, and that can give you good examples of other options for your keywords. And then your next step is to figure out user intent, work out what kind of what the user is looking for that would best serve your product or your service. And create content that matches up with the user intent behind that, and then finally promote that content and get lots and lots of people viewing.
Cool. So gone through that pretty quickly today, but does anyone have any questions at all? Feel free to take yourself off mute or write anything on the chat. Really sorry about the echoing there, bit of technical difficulty, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to just unmute yourself or write them in the chat regarding keyword research. So I could hear someone coming off mute there, but I'm not too sure.
Hi, can I quickly ask a question?
Bear with me 1 second. You need to come off Hello? Couldn't hear you there, Maria.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you now.
It's a really obvious question that I've chosen to ask. So with our website, we run local tours. It's a board game, geeky board game sales website, plus we do tournaments, so we have a big tournament room. So one of my keywords I imagine would be local in there. I think with the 3 words would be local board game shop or something like that. Also, we're trying to stretch the website to be nationwide for sales. So am I contradicting myself if I put in UK, nationwide, local? do you I'm conflicted? So I've got two kind of directions on the same website. So what would can I just have those kind of conflicting, because somebody wouldn't necessarily type that in. I suppose that's where the research needs to come in, what you were talking about. But do you understand what I mean?
With that, you know, if you just think of your website, you are trying to rank for the whole website, but also bear in mind, if you create content, you have it on a separate page.
Separate pages. And then do the URL.
You have some focus on them, and then you can really take the content to some national people and really tailor it just to local people, and you will put them all onto your website.
Okay, I think I caught that. Was that 2 pages?
Yeah.
So for some reason, I don't know your name, the lady with the blonde hair. For some reason, you're cutting out. Sarah isn't. So
I'm Sarah.
Are you both Sarah?
No, just swapped over. This is Olivia.
Oh, Olivia. So Olivia, I can hear, but Sarah, I can't hear you very well. So
what the recommendation was there is that you can have separate landing pages for locations, as long as you make those landing pages useful and have different content on them. So if you want to target nationally and you want to target other areas other than your local area, make sure you have content about that local area on that other page.
Okay, great.
Because what you don't want duplicate content, so you can't have loads of pages with the same content on.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Okay, yep, I'll make a note of that. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I work at a gallery that shares the name of another gallery in Scotland. Is there a way to appear higher up in the search for just the gallery name? Yes. So there's a bit that you need to do there around your brand and helping Google understand your brand or your company. So what you can use is something called structured data or schema, and that is something that Nettle can help you with, or you can get someone to help you with it. It's a bit technical, but basically what you can do is you can use something called organisation structured data or local business structured data. And what you do in there is you basically put in loads of information about your business and about like the name of the business, and link it to your social media channels if you have them, or any other channels you have, and then put that onto the homepage or the contact us page of the website. And that will help the Google search engine understand your business better. And then the other thing is making sure that you do have social channels and that you're getting your business out there and you're promoting it. So having a look at who you can work with, if you have sort of suppliers or people that put their art or their photography in the gallery, can you get links from their websites to your website? So it's not just about sort of links and mentions and things, but anything you can do to further promote your website and get Google to sort of understand it. So if you do have Facebook or sort of Instagram account for the gallery, for example, make sure you keep posting links to your website on there, or to the blogs that you've written on your website, so that more people visit it. Is it okay writing for SEO optimization? It's okay. I think it's a bit of a bias there. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Any other questions? I don't think we've got any or more in the chat, but if anyone wants to sort of unmute themselves. No? What we can do is we can share the slides as well, just so that anyone, where there was the echo and if people didn't capture anything, we can share the slides with you and the recordings if we like. Just to reiterate the tools that I mentioned, so it's Google Search Console, Google Trends, Google Keyword Planner, also ask.com and answerthepublic.com. All of those, anyone can use, do a bit of research around what you think your keywords are for your website, map them to the URLs that you have on your website, and there you go. It's not that easy to rank, but it's the starter. You can't really do SEO or pay-per-click marketing without doing keyword research. Thanks, guys.
Hold on.
I've got another question, I think.
How long will it take for Google to improve a particular website's ranking, assuming all the keyword strategies are correct?
That's a difficult one. How long's a piece of string? The more you do in promoting your website, the better. Once you've updated the keywords, or once you've updated the website, you can then go into that Google Search Console tool I told you about and put that page in there that you've updated, and you can ask Google to recrawl that page. And what that means is Google basically then come back in, look at the page again, and then index it again into Google search results. So that's a quicker way of sort of, I suppose, getting Google to see it and rank it higher. But there's no definitive answer to that, unfortunately. But hopefully, if you've got the keywords right and you're creating content on a sort of monthly basis, blog content that's good quality, then you're on the right path.
Yep, so just double checking that we'll be sending out the slides, which we can do afterwards. So
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Do you have a plugin? Sorry, do you have to plug into Google Search Console's site? How do you know if it's already been done?
Okay, so one way you do need to connect it. If you have a WordPress website, you can use something called Yoast SEO. You can use that for free, and you can connect it through that. So on your Google, when you sign up to Google Search Console, it will basically ask you to verify it, and you can take a little sort of snippet line of code that says site verification, and you can put that into Yoast SEO. What you can do to check whether you've got it installed is you can check on Google Search Console firstly, or you can go onto a website and this is a bit technical, you can right click and click inspect element, and then you can search for something that says site verification, and then it will have like a little code. But without trying to explain it on here, if you Google how to see a search console is installed on my website, there'll be some really sort of clean instructions on how to do that. But it's really useful, and make sure you have Google Search Console, make sure you have Google Analytics, because ultimately if you have a website and you think your business needs a website, there should be a goal for that website. And if your goal is to sort of drive leads, get people to call you, you want to track the success of that and the success of your keywords and where you're ranking in Google for those keywords.
So we've got one more. Is there such things as too many keywords?
Yes. Too many keywords of the same keyword on a page, there is. So that's called keyword stuffing. But also you don't want to have, you need to have your keywords that are specific to what your business is. So if you wanted to have, you can look at 100 keywords, but you should only really be targeting a few sort of keywords per page and that are relevant to your business. So if your business is plumbing, there's no point trying to target electricians on your website, because then you're not building up your authority in plumbing. So you should only ever target keywords that are relevant to what you're doing, because what you need to do is build up the authority in the area that you are working in or that your business is in. Build up your sort of topical authority and your expertise. Can you send recording and slide? Yes, of course, we will.
We will do, right. That looks to be about it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry again for the echoing. See you later.